Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, for your Patreon bonus cast for this week, it's going to be Rogue versus Cure here on Pillars of Gold. Got this from a Wardi replay pack as part of the Team Liquid map contest. That's why you don't recognize this map unless you're familiar with the contest this year for 2020. So bottom left-hand corner here on Pillars of Gold, it is the blue Terran player Cure. We just saw take down Serral earlier this week. And the top right-hand corner, it is the red Zerg player, Rogue. All right, man, Rogue, top 8 BlizzCon last November. Cure killing it in 2020, obviously playing very well as the 16 hat goes down for Rogue. Very, very interested to see what's going to happen here. I kind of like this map. I like the aesthetics quite a bit. I'm a fan of this older kind of style. This layout, what is it? I guess just the aesthetics, right? This is a Zerg, some kind of an old Zerg abandoned base in the middle of the desert. You got little cactus running around. So let's see what a third base looks like for a Terran. That's something we want to look at. So natural here, a ramp leading into your natural is really nice to defend. Then your third base has a ramp. I mean, that's a really wide open third. Maybe down here. That's an even more wide open third. Okay, this is bad for third bases. I imagine Terran and Protoss are not a huge fan of this. The Zerg player does not care. They don't wall off. But I think Protoss and Terran would be like, where am I supposed to take my third base again? Here seems really bad. You got that's what ramp. This is a ramp. Can come up this way. Can come through this way. That's crazy. And this is worse. This is just like, there's nothing walling off anything here. So SCV is scouting on out to see if the Reaper needs to stay home or if the Reaper needs to move out. We've seen this a cajillion times before. And this Reaper's name is going to be Gerard Croissant. Gerard Croissant, learning of his arch nemesis and that he went to the Reaper program instead of being killed for his crimes, Gerard Croissant enrolled himself in the Reaper program to chase his enemy. And for now, he's trying to track down and kill Jean de Baguette, the murderous frozen de Baguette, at all cost. All right, man. It's Gerard Croissant, which, if you're watching this the week of February the 20th, you recognize that name from the last, when did I... Actually, that might be a future... Actually, the way I'm doing this, it might be in your past or in your future. Look at me time traveling here. Anyway, Jean de Baguette is another Reaper name that you may have heard already, or perhaps you've never heard before. But if you're watching this the week of February the 20th, thank you for supporting me on patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month. For just $1 a month, you can get access to these bonus casts before anyone else gets to see them. It's really awesome. We also have other rewards. I'll cast your games at a certain level. One every month for those. I mean, there's also recorded voice lines from Falcon Paladin that you can access as well. Pretty fantastic stuff. At the $5 level, I used to have a thing where I did a Q&A, but then I ran out of questions that people were sending me. I guess, I don't know. I'm not a very mysterious guy, and I'll just answer questions anybody asks me on the Discord anyway, so it didn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. But I have yet to find a good $5 a month reward for people who are hitting me up on the Patreon. So if you have any suggestions for that, let me know in the comments. Again, I read every comment anybody ever makes on any of my videos. So if you want to get my attention, Discord's a good way to do it, but guess what? So is YouTube commentary. Did he just get a drone? Gerard has 4 kills, you guys. That's 3 lings and a drone, and he's alive at 3 minutes. Gerard is not messing around. I think he's a detective of some kind, so he has some training in this sort of thing, I suppose. I don't know. KD8 charge going to knock the queens away and then try to dart in here, but oh, he gets surrounded by lings. Then the Hellions decide they don't want to go in there. That's a trap. There's lings and there's creep, and it's terrible. Speed's almost done here, too. Meanwhile, we're going for Cloak Banshee stuff. Back home and Cure's base, which is a very special thing to do, and I don't mean that in the adjective way. I mean it is special. One of his things in ZVT he really enjoys is opening up Cloak Banshee. Another drone goes down. This is kind of awesome, honestly. Ooh, let's see if Gameheart... Ooh, Gameheart is here. Nice. Of course it is. Team Liquid map contest games are played with Gameheart mod. So the Overlord dies. The Hellions dart in, take a couple drones down. Hey, look, that's Gameheart too. So I have had a request to use this more often for income advantage. So right now it is favoring Cure. Actually, no, he's down. Just kidding. I'm misreading it here. The Zerg player is up with his 43 drones. And yeah, looking pretty good there. So we'll go back to that from time to time and see how things look as we get into more of the late game here. But Creep Tumor in, spreading on out. Oh, that tumor dies. Very nicely done. That would have been canceled by Rogue if he could cancel it, but you can't cancel it. in the current patch of StarCraft 2 at all. Spores coming on in, recognizing the threat of Liberators, the threat of Cloaked Banshees. Just, I don't know, drops. Spores are just good units, man. Oh, these Hellions are YOLOing, man. How many drones can they kill before they all die? And the answer is, so far, I don't think they've killed any drones at all. Pretty good split. 3 drones go down. Oh, that's a nice lineup, though. By nice lineup, I mean a bad lineup for the Zerg player. The Hellions all go down, but 7 drones are killed. Cloaked Banshee swinging in to the third base. The drone kill count is sort of nuts at this point in the game. It's 11 in the first 5 minutes, which is not unovercomable. Right, we've seen Zerg players, incredible Zerg players like Rogue, like Dark, like Raynor and Serral overcome that kind of a setback, whereas it would probably just straight up kill me, to be honest, at my D2 level to lose that many drones this early. But Rogue should be able to recover. He's going to just make 18 drones at a time at some point. He's got a 4th base coming up, no problem. And he recognizes those Hellions died, so he feels very comfortable. That's why I don't like sending the Hellions in. The Hellions sharking around and being a threat really seems like something that is better. You have map control with the Hellions. But see, Rogue can just make 6 drones at a time. He knows there aren't any more Hellions coming, at least not in those numbers, for a little bit of time anyway. I mean, a good Terran player who has a lot of factories will start pumping Hellions like crazy, but this is definitely a bio play out of Cure here right now. So he's going Marines, he's going tanks, going for centrifugal hooks. On the other side is Rogue, which is really, really, really nice to have versus Terran. Slow Banelings are fine, but speed the Banelings, Roly Boys, are a lot more effective. Double Banshee, sneaking on the right side. Rogue is taking a 5th base. Wow, even before his 4th base is done, he's extremely greedy right now. Exceptionally so. Call this timing? How do you even know this? How do you know to roll into the 3rd base and kill it? Or kill a couple SCVs with Zerglings right when it's completely undefended? How? Oh, he left this SCV alone, which is a bit of a mistake. Are they going to see? Yeah, he wants to know where that army went, because the army did not respond to shut him down at the 3rd base. So he's like, they're out here somewhere. Where are they? The answer is just marching up a ramp. The Banelings are here. Centrifugal Hooks is not done, but he's going to send them back anyway. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and that is the last time you're going to engage Banelings without speed, Mr. Cure. So we'll see how he handles that. Again, Cure playing exceptionally well. Stupid amounts of well in 2020. We'll see how we can do here. I mean, Rogue is really getting away with some extreme greed. Banshee back here does get a couple drones, though. Ends up getting killed by a Queen. Dropping in the main base, recognizing there's really not much here. That Queen's going to die. Not really 10 more drones in the last couple seconds. Cure is so good. So stupid good right now. And then the Lings do chase him away. That's 10 more down. Rogue is only up 71 to 66 workers. And with mules, I think that's going to actually make Cure be in a better spot here. So, no, Rogue's doing fine. He's doing all right. Economically, 74 workers on 4 bases. Soon to, I mean, the 5th base is done. And it's now getting saturated, which is disgusting. Lings and Banelings cruising around. What is this skin that the Banelings have? They have like this ridge up on the top of them. Oh, they mech? Oh, these are like kind of a variant on the mech Baneling. Not familiar with this one, though. If somebody knows what it is, they can probably tell me. I love the Changeling inside your own main base. It's providing him vision to stuff he already knows exists. Lings rolling into the 3rd base again. A couple more SCVs go down. All the Lings then are forced to retreat as there is an army sitting on top of it for sure. Cure continuing to push up with Marines and tanks. But I mean, Lings and Banelings should be able to handle this no problem. Infestation just finished for Rogue. He might go for Hive. We could also see some Infestors, which I'm a huge fan of against this particular composition of Cure. Tanks firing from the low ground to the high ground. Banelings, that's some pretty good target firing. I don't know how many hits they got. It does not look good, and Rogue is just sacking his 4th. He's like, I got a 5th, and I have a 6th actually coming up too. And by the way, Lings are running into the 3rd, but that's a pretty good positioning by Marines. They can't get surrounded, but there are enough Zerglings here. Oh, almost enough Zerglings here to cause problems. Hotkeys. Going between Brood War and StarCraft 2, hotkeys are hard. So Rogue's 4th base dies, but he has 2 bases to replace it, so it doesn't hurt him that much. Zerglings coming into the 3rd. Nope, reinforcing Marines have arrived since the last time you were here. Get on out. So Cure on 3 bases, you might think not doing so good when your opponent is successfully on 4 and almost 5 bases, but killing the hatch was big. Not game-endy, but big. Cure working on 2-2 here at 9.5 minutes, working on 2-2 himself is Rogue going for melee attack, which indicates we're going to see Ultras at some point into the late game. It could be Brood Lords as well, but it's definitely not going to be, you know, Hydra Lurker or anything like that, which you don't really want to do versus Bio and Tank anyway. There's no Dark Swarm to help you, although Microbial Shroud does exist. I have yet to see a professional Zerg player actually research it. Nice Baneling hits down here at the third, though. Man, this SCV count is actually increasing in deaths. 19 SCVs have gone down. It's only 55 workers for Cure. Dang. Cure is in trouble at the 10-minute mark, you guys. Like, really, really in trouble. Lings and Banelings getting some serious hits. Tank's down. Thor down. Oh, that poor Thor. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. He picks it up and saves it like a boss. Nicely done, Cure. Also, there's a drop inside the natural base. Over here on Rogue's side, Queen's trying to fight, but these are +2 attack Marines with Stim and medevac support, so these Lings are going to do what they can. Banelings getting some serious hits down here to the south. Widow Mines, saving the day. That could have been so much worse if not for that Widow Mine hit, or those 2 Widow Mine hits. Zerglings, however, coming in is a bad thing. Marines trying to get from the natural base to the third base. Cure is still unable to take a fourth. And that wide open third we saw is so hard to hold against Zerglings. There's still Zergling corpses down here from the last attack. Cure is trying to abuse the flyability of his medevacs here as well as he can, but Rogue splitting up his units pretty effectively on both sides. And then just getting on out. Infantry armor level 2 finishing up right now for the Terran player, but Carapace level 2 and melee attack level 2 finishing up at the same time for Rogue. He's going for that Ultralisk Cavern here inside the main base. High ground Marines trying to do what they can, but I just think this is Rogue. This is too much Rogue right now. Adrenal Glands coming in, 19 Banelings in production. It is technically 145 to 137 supply. Cure is up, but he's down in workers substantially. His army value is insanely high, though. But once the Ultras start popping, that's where the advantage will come. Another hatch down, by the way, for Cure. And Rogue is technically sitting on 4 bases here to the 4 bases of Cure, as he has managed to land his 4th base here at the 12-minute mark. So this is close. This is closer than I thought it was going to be for a bit there. And income advantage dips briefly into Cure's territory here. Goes back up into Rogue's territory as he is sitting on 93 workers, which is probably too many. Let's be honest. Banelings off creep trying to engage with Marines, not something they want to do. If you want to make them come on to creep, that's fine. The target firing on the Banes, too many Banelings. You can target fire all you want, but if there are too many Banelings, you're still going to lose all your Marines. So Cure recognized that instantly, was able to pick up and get out of there. 3 Ultras on the way. They have the 2-2, obviously, working on Chitinous Plating in the mix. Nice Planetary Fortress at the 4th base. Loving that quite a bit. Widow Mines set up to help deal with Ling run-bys into the 3rd base as well as they can. Resources lost here, though. I mean, we're looking at 16,000 lost for the Zerg player and 9,000 lost for Cure. I think they probably got that hatch. Target fire. Too many Banelings again. But 11 drones were killed. Where? Oh, Widow Mines. That would do. No, yeah, there. Pretty much. Widow Mine drop getting some action. Pushing up the right side as Cure is trying to take what feels like a 7th base to me. I haven't been keeping that close track, but does force a cancel on that one. Cure is playing well. His worker count is now up to 73. It was... what? I feel like it was not close to 73 2 minutes ago, but it's there now. Widow Mine does get a shot off, injuring and killing a lot of the Zerglings. Back up the left side, doing pretty well. Thor in the mix. And do these Ultras want to engage? I don't know. They're being kited, but I think they can make it happen. That mech skin on those Ultras that is a hot skin, man. That looks fantastic. Anabolic Synthesis finishes, and now the Ultralisks are fast, which is a problem. Faster anything is bad. Dude, Rogue's... this hatch is going to die again. How many hatches have died today? Only 2. I guess a couple cancels in the mix, too. Ling's running down with some Ultras, but Widow Mines, they ignore armor, which means Widow Mine shots are one of the ways you can, there you go, handle Ultras at least to a certain extent. Marauders do very well, too. That bonus versus armored is fantastic. And the fact that they do slower attacks means they're better against Ultras as well. Again, anything that does slow attacks versus Ultralisks is good. Liberators, Ghosts with steady targeting, Tanks, pretty awesome, too. 3 SCVs go down. This 3rd base is on fire in more ways than one. He's going to be supply blocked by losing these. Yeah, losing those supply depots, supply blocks in pretty heavily by about 16 supply. Not ideal. Not ideal in the teeniest or tiniest of bits. Cure pushing up the left side. And another hatch is going down, pushing up the right side. Gonna get another hatch. This is crazy, you guys. I'm telling you, 2020 is the year of Cure. He's playing so stupid well as he takes a million baneling hits to the face. Not crazy ideal. So that hatch is down. This hatch is down. This hatch is down. And suddenly Rogue is basically 4 base in it with 2 bases worth of income. Got some Lings rolling down here to try to take out the third once again. This is a nightmare for Terran players. I mean, Cure has taken his hits, but overall, he hasn't ever lost the base, which is nice. Dude, these SCVs dying is not ideal, though. I mean, these Lings are mean. Oh, and they burrow. Buddy sees them burrow. And we're all right. 3-3 getting started for Cure, but for Rogue, rather. But Cure's 3-3 is done. Cure's 3-3 is finished, you guys. And that is a big deal here versus these big-ticket Ultralisk Baneling items here. Dude, he's going to get another hatch. He's going to get another hatch. That's 4 hatches officially killed. I want to say 3 of them canceled today, which is insanity. Lings rolling into a planetary fortress base with Liberator support. I don't know. The Banelings are going to help immensely here. And there we go. The Banelings and the Ultralisks supporting a lot. This is a really stupid good match. This is really fantastic thus far. Income favoring the Zerg player. Again, for the most part of this game, it is highly, highly favored Rogue today. Rogue does replant the top left base. He's replanting this 6th base he tried to take. The 7th is kind of ignored for now. And he's retaken the 4th. Let that be a lesson to you Zerg players, right? If you lose hatches, replace them as soon as you can. Same thing for Protoss, same thing for Terran. If you can afford to, if it's safe to do so, replant your bases fast. That's going to help you a lot. Another hatch. That wasn't even canceled. That's just a dead hatch, man. That is 6 dead hatcheries. I don't know, man. If anybody can survive losing like 10 hatcheries in a 17-minute game and still win, it might be Rogue. He's insanely good at this game. Attack up the left side. Drones running for their lives. Lings trying to throw interference. And then the Ultras drop in. The Marauder count seems pretty heavy, but this is a lot of Ultralisks. Widowmine's getting some nice shots off, but Cure is forced to retreat. Rogue is only at 160 supply, but it's a lot of Ultras reinforcing. Cure army shows up. Heavily overstimmed. Not heavily, but overstimmed nevertheless. And that 3-3 is immense because 3-3 is still not done for Rogue at 17 minutes. That feels late. Sniping down that Ultralisk was a fantastic maneuver. Really nice move. Trying to sneak around and get a surround on these units from both sides. Cure is backed into a corner and forced to lift up and flee for his life. Army supplies only 66 for Rogue, you guys. The number of hatcheries that have died. 60 drones have gone down here today, too. Income still favoring the Zerg player, but not super heavily, not as heavily as it has throughout today. Oh my gosh, he jukes back in. He just comes down here a little bit, comes back up to the top left to kill this hatch again. Meanwhile, Lings trying to jump on top of Cure's attempt at a 5th base. Widowmine's handling that before the army really had a chance to show up at all. Rogue trying to retake his 7th hatchery. That is officially 7 hatches down. It's got to be, we're at the 10 mark with the number of hatcheries killed and canceled here today. Cure with Bio. Have we seen, I guess we have seen. We have seen a Bio Terran player take down a Zerg player. We saw Cure beat Cyril with Bio on the channel not long ago. Longer ago if you're watching this on the channel instead of on Patreon, but you know what I mean. It is crazy. We got some Corruptors in production. Nice parasitic bombs on those medevacs. Hang on. Split them out. There you go. Does the split out. Another hatch canceled. I wish I had a hatch canceled metric I could keep track of because I feel like that's 4 or 5 now. Ling Baneling Ultra with Viper support. Again, the spellcasters are how you win. And no Infestor play today. There's been a little bit of Viper play. There's been no... I don't know. No spellcasters, really, other than a couple parasitic bombs, which were nice, but they weren't really game-changing or anything like that. Coming in from all the directions, though. The Zerg player swarming in on top of this and is going to wipe out the ground army of Cure pretty handily there. Yeah, coming surrounds. I cannot tell you how important it is to surround as a Zerg player, you guys. The number of times we've seen similar-sized armies get wiped out by Terran because the Zerg is coming from one direction, as opposed to splitting it up from all directions, it just makes a huge difference. Cure has more bases. And look, and the income is starting to favor the Terran player now. However, I see some red coming down this way, and this orbital command may be just all in a world of hurt. This game is insane. This is such a good ZVT, you guys. Man, I love this matchup. And that's it, man. Cure wins it. In 20 minutes and 21 seconds, he realizes there's army in the top left. He doesn't have this one. He has basically these 5 mineral patches of income and maybe a couple more over here that are almost dead. Crazy, crazy, crazy great ZVT. Again, we see another Terran win against Zerg. For those of you who were worried that Zerg would never beat Terran again, well, check it out. Look at the year of 2020, how it has been so far. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised by these results. Yeah, I was going to say, losing this many hatcheries, I don't care how well you're doing on the other side. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's Zerg, 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 a little bit of Terran, Zerg, 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 and then Terran, and Zerg taps out. That's how it is. But yeah, 7 hatcheries officially killed. I got to say 4 or 5 canceled, which is a ton. 69 drones down. Ends up having 65 workers in the end, which is not that bad. But Ling Baneling, with some Corruptor support and a little bit of Viper support, wasn't enough. Cure just goes bio. He starts making more Marauders when he sees the Ultras come out. His splits were pretty good. He had some Liberators in the mix too. He was everywhere that Rogue could not be. He was sniping bases left and right there, and just through attrition took down the Zerg player in a beautiful, just a beautiful match. And if you're a Terran fan, you love, love, love to see this, don't you? Yes, you do. All right, well, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you heard and what you saw today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.